History by the Hour, Episode 9, 73 Seconds That Shocked America. The date is January 28th, 1986. The sun rises over Florida beneath unusually cold skies. At Kennedy Space Center, technicians move through final preparations. News crews set up cameras. School classrooms across America prepare television sets. Parents gather around living room televisions. And millions of Americans get ready to witness what should have been another triumphant day in the history of space exploration. Standing on Launch Pad 39B is Space Shuttle Challenger, a machine that represents the future, a symbol of American ambition, a vehicle designed to make spaceflight routine. For years, NASA has promised a new era where launches become increasingly common, and today feels special. Because among the 7 crew members aboard Challenger is Krista McAuliffe, a schoolteacher from New Hampshire, the first ordinary American selected to fly into space. Her mission has captured the imagination of the entire nation. Students who normally pay little attention to science suddenly find themselves fascinated by space. Teachers plan classroom lessons around the launch. Children dream about becoming astronauts. The excitement is everywhere, but on this cold Florida morning, hidden deep within the shuttle's booster system, a dangerous problem already exists. A problem that no one watching from home can see. And within only 73 seconds of liftoff, America will witness one of the most devastating moments in its history. 8 a.m., the countdown continues. Hours before launch, the atmosphere at Kennedy Space Center feels optimistic. Engineers review final systems. Astronauts complete preparations. The crew remains calm and focused. Most of them have spent years training for missions exactly like this. Outside, spectators begin filling designated viewing areas. Families carry cameras. Children wave small American flags. The excitement is contagious. Yet, behind the scenes, concerns had been raised the night before. Temperatures had dropped far below normal Florida conditions. Ice formed around parts of the launch complex. Some engineers worried about components called O-rings inside the solid rocket boosters. These rubber seals were never intended to operate in such cold weather. Questions were raised, meetings were held. But ultimately, the launch remains scheduled. The countdown continues. 10 a.m. America watches. Across the country, schools pause normal activities. Televisions roll into classrooms. Teachers gather students around screens. For many children, this is the first space launch they will ever watch live. The presence of Krista McAuliffe makes the mission feel personal. She is not a career astronaut. She is a teacher. Someone ordinary, someone familiar, someone who represents millions of Americans. NASA understands the importance of the moment. The agency wants the public engaged. They want people excited about the future. And today appears to be the perfect opportunity. No one realizes how quickly that excitement will turn into horror. 11:30 a.m. Final preparations. Inside Challenger, the crew waits patiently. Commander Dick Scobie, pilot Michael Smith, mission specialists Judith Resnick, Ellison Onizuka, Ronald McNair, and Gregory Jarvis, and teacher Krista McAuliffe. 7 people, 7 lives, 7 individuals preparing for what they believe will be another successful mission. Outside, the launch pad stands against a bright blue sky. The weather appears beautiful. The countdown reaches its final stages. Excitement builds. Television broadcasters begin their coverage. Millions watch. 11:38 a.m. Lift off. Main engines ignite. Flames erupt beneath the shuttle. The solid rocket boosters roar to life, and Challenger begins rising into the sky. A massive column of fire and smoke forms below. The ground shakes, spectators cheer, mission control monitors the ascent, everything appears normal, the shuttle climbs higher and higher. Its engines perform as expected, the crew reports no problems. To everyone watching, this looks like another successful launch, another victory, another step toward the future. 20 seconds. Challenger accelerates rapidly. The shuttle pushes through the lower atmosphere. Controllers continue monitoring systems. The vehicle performs exactly as planned. The crowd remains enthusiastic. Television commentators speak confidently. No visible signs of danger appear. But deep within the right solid rocket booster, the cold weather problem is already beginning to reveal itself. The O-ring seal is failing. Hot gases begin escaping. At first nobody notices. The leak remains hidden. The launch continues. 40 seconds. The shuttle climbs above the clouds. Viewers see a brilliant white trail stretching across the sky. The crew remains unaware of the danger developing beneath them. Inside mission control, data continues appearing normal. Controllers focus on routine procedures. Everything seems fine, yet the leak continues growing. Flames begin reaching areas they were never supposed to touch. A disaster is developing silently, and time is running out. 60 seconds. 1 minute after launch, Challenger is traveling faster than sound. The spacecraft experiences powerful aerodynamic forces. The crew remains focused on their mission. Millions continue watching. Many school children stare at classroom televisions in amazement. This is exactly the image NASA wanted. A nation inspired by exploration, a nation looking toward the future. But behind the scenes, catastrophe is now only moments away. 73 seconds at 11:39 a.m. 73 seconds after liftoff. Everything changes. A bright flash suddenly appears. The shuttle vanishes into a massive fireball. The vehicle breaks apart high above the Atlantic Ocean. Two enormous booster rockets separate violently. A strange branching cloud forms in the sky. For several seconds, many spectators do not understand what happened. The image seems impossible, confusing, unreal. Some believe they are witnessing a planned stage of the mission. Others stare silently. Television commentators hesitate. Mission control falls quiet. The realization spreads slowly, then all at once. Something has gone terribly wrong. The silence. Inside classrooms across America, children sit frozen. Teachers struggle to process what they are seeing. Parents watching from home feel the same shock. At Kennedy Space Center, families of the crew stare into the sky. Nobody wants to believe the obvious. The shuttle is gone, the mission is over. The celebration has become a tragedy. Mission Control continues attempting to understand the situation. Controllers search for data, for answers, for hope, but hope fades quickly. The reality becomes unavoidable. Challenger has been lost. America reacts. News networks interrupt programming. Breaking news spreads across the country. People gather around televisions. Radio stations provide updates. The nation enters a state of shock. For many Americans, this becomes one of those moments they remember forever. The place they were standing, the room they were in, the people around them. The image of the explosion hanging in the sky, the emotional impact is immense. Because Challenger was not merely a spacecraft, it represented optimism, progress, possibility. And in 73 seconds, all of that seemed to disappear. The investigation. In the days that follow, investigators search for answers. Questions emerge immediately. Why did the shuttle fail? What caused the disaster? Could it have been prevented? Eventually, investigators discover the truth. The cold weather had compromised the O-ring seals in the solid rocket booster. The warnings had been real. The risk had been greater than many realized. A combination of technical failure and decision-making errors had created the conditions for disaster. Lessons would be learned, changes would be made, but none of it could undo what happened. A nation mourns. Memorial services take place across the country. The names of the 7 crew members become permanently etched into American history. Schools hold moments of silence. Communities mourn. NASA pauses shuttle flights while reforms are implemented. For a time, the future of the space program feels uncertain. Yet even in tragedy, the crew's legacy endures. Their mission inspires future generations of scientists, engineers, astronauts and explorers. Their sacrifice becomes part of the story of human spaceflight. Closing. As the sun set over America on January 28, 1986, millions struggled to comprehend what they had witnessed. A launch that began with excitement, a mission filled with hope, a nation united in anticipation, all transformed in only 73 seconds. Because on that cold Florida morning, America did not simply lose a spacecraft, it lost 7 pioneers, 7 dreamers, 7 lives dedicated to exploration. And for generations afterward, the image of Challenger's final ascent would remain frozen in memory. A reminder that progress often carries risk, that exploration demands courage, and that sometimes history changes in little more than a minute. 73 seconds that shocked America, and a moment the nation would never forget.